Good day, my friends. I'm Vince Conaway. I'm here to bring you some music. If you enjoy the show and would like to drop something in my tip jar, I do have the links to my Venmo, Patreon, and PayPal in my Facebook bio. Last time I posted a video, I did get some questions. The instrument I have here is a hammered dulcimer, at least in English. You do find them all over the world. Every country has a different name for it, some different variations on tuning and structure. So for example, in Spanish, it's called a salterio. In the Middle East, it's known as a santur. And in German, it's a Hochbrett, because German. Start off with an original tune today that I call Il Giorno dei Morti. Comes from Ireland. This is a song by the great Turlough O'Carolan, who called himself the last of the great Irish bards. He was born in the final years of the 17th century and flourished in the first half of the 1700s. You know you're not getting away without some musicology. O'Carolan is important because he bridged the gap between traditional folk music of Ireland and the contemporary Baroque music of his time, which makes him fascinating to study and really fun to play. Yes, I said the dreaded B word. I try to avoid it because too many of my friends think they're punny and can make a joke that was made 25 years ago in Beauty and the Beast. Yes, if it ain't Baroque, don't fix it. I love you guys, you're my people, but come on, we gotta step it up on our pun game. This is Shibyaga Shimor, anglicized to Shibegan Shimor. I love that the birds are singing along. It's a beautiful spring day here in social isolation, Tennessee. Many years ago, I was recording my Christmas album, Hang the Holly, and it was May in St. Louis. And so the birds were singing outside the window, and I had to keep redoing takes because while birdsong on a normal album might be really pleasant, and it's fantastic here playing live for you, it's not really a very Christmassy kind of song. This next tune is by my favorite composer of all time, Francesco Canova da Milano, early 16th century Italian. This is his Fantasia number 11. Because I amuse myself. Now, my friends, I know that some of you are wondering, based on my post recently, but yes, I am wearing pants. I like to maintain the live theatrical aspect of this Facebook Live, rather than the television aspect where you just cut it and crop it where you need, and you don't actually need the whole costume. This next song was made popular by a dear departed friend of mine. I still borrow a bit from his arrangement. This is a song that was a standard and important part of the repertoire of Owen Fife. For those of us who were privileged to be able to call him friends, or privileged enough to call him an audience, call him a performer as we were in the audience. Owen was a brilliant musician, and he is still my personal inspiration. One of the things that Owen was able to do was Owen was able to take this very high art style of music and play it and perform it in a way that was very approachable, aided by the fact that he had a brilliant, incredible voice. But he doesn't get nearly enough credit, in my opinion, for all of the work he did on his arrangements. Owen's arrangements were incredible, and he took a lot of this early music that altered it slightly so that early music purists occasionally would comment on the changes he'd made, but it made it approachable for a greater audience. And as a performer of early music, I think that's a very important thing that we need to do, I think it's very important that we play this music in a way that makes it popular and keeps it alive for future generations. So this is a song that he sang, and he always introduced it and knew it as Fuji, Fuji, Fuji. It is a tune from the late 16th century with lyrics from the early 17th century. The composer Girolamo Cenci published it twice. The first time he published it as an instrumental. He published it as a dance piece. And it is that title that I tend to use because I don't sing anymore. So I use the original title of Girolamo Cenci's La Mantovana. much, my friends. I really appreciate you joining me. Happy lunchtime to my friends in Eastern Time, happy breakfast time to my friends on the West Coast, and happy brunch time to everyone in between. Mimosas, of course, being appropriate for all of us. I've got one more tune in me. This entire exercise is essentially a warm-up. I am about to record a Patreon video for my patrons. I'm going to be playing a song that is probably the most personal piece that I have ever written. I'm going to be explaining the story of that. So patrons, in the next few days, keep an eye out for that. I'll be doing a multi-angle camera thing, so it will look like a more formal music video rather than dude with his phone. Or at least that's my hope. Now this tune I'm going to finish up with is a very popular tune at Renaissance festivals. I found myself really missing my compatriots today. You might have noticed from the set list I've been playing Shibeg, Fuji Fuji, La Mantoana, and this tune are all very common and very popular on the Renaissance Fair circuit. In specific, this is the way that we would begin and end every day at the Sherwood, we would begin and begin the ending of every day at the Sherwood Forest Fair. This is one of my favorite tunes from many, many years ago. I've been playing it for a very long time. And if you are of an age, you may still recognize the tune from the dance scene in the steerage in the movie Titanic, where Gaelic Storm really brought it to attention. And for those of us who got started in the late 90s in our careers, this song was a phenomenal way to connect with an audience who were like, I don't know it, but I kind of know it. And yeah. It's really a good time to be in Irish music. This is John Ryan's Polka. Thank you very much, my friends. It has been my pleasure to perform for you. I hope I've brought a little bit of joy into your world today. As I said at the beginning, if you would care to drop me a tip, my Venmo, PayPal, and Patreon links are in my Facebook bio. I appreciate you listening. As I said earlier, patrons, keep an eye out. This video, as well as the more formal video I'm about to record, should drop later this week. A lot of that will depend on file transfer speeds. Thank you very much, my friends. I am Vince Conaway. This is a hammered dulcimer. Have a beautiful day.